Holy cow, this bike's hot. That sounds good. This seating position is even more aggressive than my R6 that I had. Holy cow. What up YouTube? Today I'm on the 2015 Ducati 899 Panigale. This is the super sport bike, one of them from Ducati. As you can see, I'm pretty hunched over the tank here. A very, very aggressive riding position, which makes it more aerodynamic and easier to tuck. The bike sounds really good already. Has a better exhaust note than the Monster 1200 I rode. This tank is a nut crusher though. Your nuts are gonna be gone. Just holding it there. It's making my hand tired because the bike is getting very hot already and it's been sitting in the sun, so very hot, lots of heat radiating to my legs and my butt. The bike says 214 Fahrenheit. Oh man, I gotta put it in neutral. That clutch pull is heavy. It's hurting my hand. Very easy to turn. Brembo brakes, yeah. So both sides. So I'm sure they're very strong. The Monster 1200S, that thing braked very, very hard, but this thing isn't as bad right now. Man, that clutch is so heavy. Like, it takes so much effort to hold it in at a stoplight. That's why I gotta put it in neutral and just like rest my wrist for a sec. It's a very, very good looking bike though. I love the way this bike looks. Very sporty, aggressive styling. So this part gets pretty hot right here. Gets pretty hot on your leg if you touch it. Clutch is very, very easy to engage. You don't feel a solid clunk shift. It's more of a soft shift like the Monster 1200. Even the Harley Street I rode had the same feel to it. It doesn't feel all that powerful. I don't know if I'm not in the right RPM range or anything, but it's got some good pull, but okay. I think you gotta get in the higher RPMs. I think the rev range is a little bit higher than what I'm pulling right now, so. Okay, yeah, it's got some pull. Come on, let's go. got a lot of power, but you got to get way up in the RPM range, like above 6,000. So it kind of feels like it would be a typical inline 4 sport bike with all the power at the top. But the way it pulls, I think it's a little different. You got a lot of torque. You just got to be in the right gear, that's all. I am sweating like a whore in church though. The bike's hot and it's a little warm out here. So it's got some decent power. Nothing crazy. I feel like my R6 would destroy this bike, and that's not me being mean or anything. That's just being realistic. It's a good bike. It's very nimble bike. Very easy to ride for a super sport. But I don't know, the power is just not as much as I thought it'd be. I guess you'd have to go up to the Ducati 1199 for that. Only thing I don't like, personally, is the super aggressive seating position. My nuts are right against the tank, and it's a lot of weight on your wrists. Even if you hold yourself up, it's very aggressive, so your wrists are gonna feel it more than anything. There's a fair bit of vibration in the bike in general. I think you feel it most in the seats. You don't feel it as much in the handlebars until you get into the higher RPMs. Brakes are very good. One finger braking here. I think I'm just not used to this position, but my wrists are killing me already. Good thing is, this bike has a gear indicator, which is helpful when you just jump on it for the first time. You know what gear you're in. Temperature gauge, RPMs go across, and the miles per hour is digital, so. Like the way you think a Ducati feels, this is what it feels like right here, this 899 Panigale. Very aggressive, loud, somewhat crude. You know, Ducati's had their thing going on for a long time, so they've changed a few things, but it still feels like you're riding a Ducati, which is good. They kept the classic feel of it, the heritage, you know, if you're into that kind of thing. Bike feels very flickable, very nimble. It feels very easy to control and to turn and to avoid things if you need to. So it's very nimble, very flickable. Alright, approaching the end of the demo ride for this Ducati 899 Panigale. I'm going to talk about the good and the bad of the bike. The good. The bike is a very aggressive super sport bike. So if you're looking for something very aggressive, you know, you could take it to the track, ride around the city. It's a very good bike. The brakes are very, very strong. Not too grabby, but you know, you just got to get used to them. The bike is very easy to ride in general. You know, it turns very easy, very nimble. The seat, pretty comfortable. It's got a good amount of power. You're not going to be holding on for dear life, but the bad thing about the bike, very, very hot. Produces a lot of heat that goes right onto your legs, right onto your midsection. I would like a little bit more power, but you know, it's not the $11.99 Panigale, so it's got a good amount of power for the city though. It'll get you around for sure. Holy cow, that's a hot bike.